Hey guys, it's Brandon, aka B.Rich Beauty, aka your beauty best friend, and a happy Friday, y'all. Child, there is another accuser in this whole T.I. and Tiny entanglement shenanigan. Ellen DeGeneres is leaving her show, and Carol Baskin is back in the news. You know what to do. Grab your tea, grab your beverage, let go. Besties, happy Friday, and thank God it's Friday. I hope you've had a great week. How are you? What do you have planned for the weekend? Hopefully something that is self-fulfilling and it's good for your soul. Ew! Baby, have y'all heard the news? The CDC has said you can now officially go outside and be indoors without your mask on if you're vaccinated. That's a for me. Like, I am confused. Because can't you still catch the Rona even if you got the vaccine? And how are we supposed to know who's vaccinated or not? Because are we supposed to now wear our scarlet letter on our shirt? Am I supposed to walk around with the little laminated CDC vaccination card around my neck? Because y'all know there's some anti-vaxxers still out here that don't want to be vaccinated, and that's their business, and that's fine by me for them. But all I know is, how do you determine who's vaccinated versus who's not vaccinated and who's just tired of wearing a mask and they want to summer like they've never summered before? Because I will admit, one of the exciting reasons why I got the vaccine is because I wanted to do bald head and whole head. I mean, I want to summer like I've never summered before. So with that being said, how do we distinguish who has it and who does not have it? And I'm just a little confused, CDC. It just feels, and I know we've been cooped up in this mask for over a year, but it just still feels a little too soon, a little too quick for me. And just so you know, beauty besties, there's still going to be a few places where you still have to wear a mask, whether or not the mask mandate in your state or by the federal government is applicable or not. Doctor offices, on the airplane, and in private businesses. Come on, private businesses. They have the right to ask you to wear a mask, so you can't get all Karen or Kevin on them if you go into a private establishment. Now, I get it. We all want a summer. We all want to go back to life. And so the CDC says they are trying to restore it. So if you're vaccinated, you can go outside and you can go indoors and you won't have to wear your mask. But and I'm going to be real. For me, right now, I will continue to wear my mask everywhere I go. Now, moving on. So your fave chicken spot, Chick-Fil-A, for those that like it, are saying that they've hit a supply shortage in terms of dipping sauce. In my DJ Khaled voice, and another place is saying that they are having supply chain issues because of this whole panorama. So Chick-fil-A is saying they're working really hard, but as of right now, they're only issuing one dipping sauce per item. Child, y'all better go in the back of y'all refrigerator and pull out the stock supply of Chick-fil-A dipping sauce you got, because I don't know how you about to make it through a large fry with one dipping sauce or a 10-piece nugget with one dipping sauce. So I just wanted to drop that little nugget for y'all so that way when y'all roll through Chick-fil-A's drive-thru or in-store and they give y'all that one sauce and hit you with my pleasure, y'all aren't confused, okay? Now, speaking of shortage, let's talk about this gas shortage, because y'all know I believe in factual tea, not alternative tea. And on Wednesday, I mentioned that this shortage could potentially affect the nation. Well, it only affects the Southeast because they only hacked into the Colonial pipeline that services the Southeast, right? So let's fast forward now. So apparently the Colonial gas line has been restarted, which is great because now we should not be facing a gas shortage. People shouldn't be out here panic buying, filling up Tupperware tubs and barrels full of gas, oh my. But what I got some questions for y'all beauty besties and a few statements is word on the street, allegedly, according to sources, is that Colonial Pipeline apparently paid $5 million in ransom to these cyber attackers to get the pipeline restarted. So apparently, Colonial Pipeline paid $5 million in ransom to these cyber attackers to get the pipeline restarted. Now, Colonial Pipeline has declined to comment on whether or not they paid these people, but sources said that they paid these people $5 million in cryptocurrency because the cyber attackers took the computer system hostage. That's how they were able to shut all of this down. Excuse me? I got questions here. Have we not learned from watching Scandal in the House of Cards that the United States government does not negotiate with terrorists? Like, you took our fuel hostage. You impacted American soil and our lives. To me, that sounds like a hostage takeover. That sounds like a little terrorism to me. And now all of a sudden, y'all paying these people $5 million in cryptocurrency? How does this make sense? You've taken our gas hostage and now we're paying you to bring back our gas in my RuPaul's voice? Like, nah, sis, nah, sir. And that tells me people can cyber attack the basic necessities of our lives and possibly get away with it and get a ransom. I hope I hope they paid that ransom so they could track it in the cryptocurrency and then arrest these people for actually creating havoc for the last week. Like, people were panic buying gas in Tupperware. That says something. That right there says it's a terrorist because they got people out here making stupid decisions with their lives. And as a side note, what cryptocurrency did y'all use to pay out these people asking for a friend? Because, my intelligent mind tells me that once these cyber attackers start utilizing this cryptocurrency, honey, the value of this currency is about to sky high and shoot right through the roof. Some of us may want to invest in this cryptocurrency. We want to live where the money resides. All of us, okay? Moving on, though. In the latest installment of this T.I. and Tiny shenanigan, child, a woman has come forward accusing T.I. and Tiny of forcing her to sleep with Nelly. Now, wait a country grammar minute here. Nelly's now involved in this whole entanglement? Child, I can't. Well, according to reports, a woman that's classified as Jane Doe number 4 has come forward saying that T.I. and Tiny forced her to sleep with the country grammar star himself, Nelly. Now, in an Instagram video, the narrator, apparently there's a whole Instagram account that's designed for people to come forward to speak their truth, and it helps to protect the identity of these accusers. Well, the narrator has said that this woman started working in 2005 for Tiny as her personal assistant. And during her time working for Tiny, this woman was, one, never paid, and in the process was also sexually abused by Tiny by forcing her to take ecstasy pills and sleep with people and get sexually abused, leading up to her allegedly having sex and being forced to have sex with Nelly. Nelly. So y'all know I got questions. First one first. Was this an unpaid internship or something? Because I need to know how you signed up to work for Tiny Leprechaun Harris as her assistant and you allow your rich boss to miss a few paychecks and you don't say nothing and you just allow it to happen? Girl, what you living on over there? Life and air? Like, I'm just trying to figure out how you let weeks go by without a paycheck and you didn't say anything. That's the first question. Second question, forced to sleep with Nelly? Hell, who didn't want to sleep with Nelly? I'm sure there's people still out here ready to volunteer to sleep with Nelly to this day. So again, what's the point here now dragging Nelly into this whole entanglement? Because this entire time, it's been T.I. and Tiny trapping these people, setting these people up allegedly to be sexually trafficked and abused and all the other shenanigans. Don't be bringing Nelly up into this unless Nelly was really there, allegedly. And third, I'm a huge believer that these alleged victims need to be taken seriously and these allegations should be vetted and thoroughly investigated to ensure that the people that have done harm are held accountable. I learned that from Law & Order SVU. But I want to know what your thoughts are about this, beauty besties, because now people have moved beyond Tiny and T.I. and now has dragged Nelly all up in this. What y'all think about this? Moving on, Tiger King star Jeff Lowe said he received an eerie and anonymous letter, child, from someone saying that they know where Carol Baskin's first husband is buried. Now, the theory is very similar to the theory that has been shot down in the past, but they're saying that her husband is buried underneath the house, child. Now, I got a couple questions. Jeff Lowe said he received this letter back in May 2020. Why are we just now hearing about this, Jeff? And I'm going to tell you why we just now hearing about it. Jeff went on to say that the producers of Tiger King 2, apparently there's a Tiger King 2, child, coming soon, but they told him to hold on to the letter until after they filmed. Now, I don't know much. And y'all know I speak the language of justice through Law & Order, Criminal Intent, SVU, Major Crimes, and The Closer. But doesn't that seem like an obstruction of justice? Jeff Lowe, you had this whole letter saying that this man's whole body was buried deep down below this woman's house, and you held on to it for over a year, and you didn't give it up to the authorities? Well, fool, now that you've talked about it, don't you think she's probably moved these bones of this man? We will never find out what Don Lewis is because of people like Jeff Lowe. And what I really want to know is, don't you think the authorities would have thought to dig up underneath her house to look for this man's bones in the past? So is this letter a real I know what you did last summer type of letter, or is this all for fodder and entertainment purpose value only? I don't know, but at some point, somebody needs to tell us. I feel like at this point, we're so invested. People need to tell us what Don Lewis is, because every day that Carol Baskin roams around out here is one day that Don Lewis does. We don't know who he is. And I just bring back Don Lewis. We just want to know who he is, y'all. Dead or alive. Possibly dead. But we just want to know. Moving on. Ellen DeGeneres has announced that in 2022 will be her last season with the Ellen Show after 19 seasons. Now, Ellen announced this on Wednesday, and she said that the time has come for her to give it up. You know, being a creative person, she likes challenges, and this is no longer challenging. That sounds like a cute PR statement, but I'm going to tell you what I feel in my spirit and my bones. Y'all know last year when all of the toxic workplace, the workplace harassment, the sexism, racism, all of that came out towards Ellen. Her ratings and her show has never recovered. Sponsorships have pulled, her ratings have declined, and even though Ellen is saying that's not the reason, because she's saying if that was the reason, she would not have returned. That was a lot of scrutiny, and she was just saying that, you know, it was tough to even push past it, but she wanted to push past it to come back to the show and all the other stuff. But now she feels like the time has come, the ship has sailed, and, you know, it's time for her to leave. You can tell us what you want, sis, but I'm going to tell you one thing. The people saw right through her. You know, she went on and did an interview, and she was saying that, you know, it's impossible. She has over 255 employees, and even though her name is on the door, it was impossible to know what was happening behind the scenes, because guests would come to the show and would say that she had a very happy environment here and that it was a pleasurable experience for her guests. First of all, Ellen, we're not talking about the guests, we're talking about your staff. The guests don't work for you, your staff does. And on top of that, it was the producers that created a hostile work environment, and they said that you weren't pleasant either. So I don't know about y'all, but I need to know, and I get it, like the CEO doesn't know everything that's happening to the business, but she's also went on to say, like, you know, I wish somebody would have come up to me and told me what was happening behind the scenes. How many of y'all are walking up to the CEOs of y'all job talking about this place sucks? It's not happening. Not only if it's coming from you, who's going to come up to you and be like, you suck. Can I still keep my job though? So I feel like there's a lack of accountability that's happening here with Ellen trying to, you know, shift blame here. And the fact that she's saying that it was impossible to know everything that was happening, even if she was the last person to leave at night after everybody left. Listen, the reality of it is the truth has been revealed. If this is the truth, you know, I always say it's 3 sides to every story, but now she's leaving. How do you guys feel that Ellen is leaving her show after 19 seasons? And the talk on the town is, because, you know, while Ellen was out, Tiffany Haddish guest starred a few times and apparently did really well. So the talk is Tiffany Haddish is a front runner for getting her own show. Ellen owns the right to her show, so it wouldn't be, you know, substituting Tiffany out for the Ellen show, but creating a brand new format for Tiffany Haddish in the spot of Ellen. Or they could possibly give Tiffany her show and shift Kelly Clarkson. Did y'all know Kelly Clarkson had a show? I didn't know. And apparently the show does really well. Who knew? But apparently they could pull Kelly Clarkson up to Ellen's spot and then push, you know, Tiffany into Kelly's spot. So Tiffany Haddish might be coming to us as a talk show host very soon. Heck, she's getting her practice in with Kids Say the Darndest Thing. At the end of the day, if it is true, I wish Tiffany Haddish nothing but luck. And before we get out of here, did you guys hear that Dr. Maya Angelou, honey, the U.S. Treasury Mint Department is saying that they plan on putting Dr. Maya Angelou's face on the quarter. Yes. And they're creating a woman history series where they're going to feature different prominent women in history on the back of the quarter. Now, child, George Washington's face still on me on one side, but we're going to have Dr. Maya Angelou, honey, on the opposite side. And it's going to be limited edition for a short amount of time, but they're saying that these quarters can start circulating as soon as 2022. That's fine. I'll take my Dr. Maya Angelou quarters, but I still want my Harriet Tubman $20 bill. Don't think we forgot about that either. We want all the black people magic and all the reparation. And on that note, oh, and before I get out of here, beauty besties, guess who's 102 subscribers away from hitting 1,000 subscribers? Me, your beauty best friend, and I wanted to share that because y'all know I don't ask for much, but your beauty best friend is 102 subscribers away from 1,000. Baby, I could taste 1,000, and y'all know the goal is to get to 1,000 and more. So I have a favor to ask of y'all for over the weekend, because y'all know I don't ask for much. Share this video, share my channel to all of your friends and family that you know will appreciate my content. Whether it's our matcha together, whether it's the artistry or my what's in your bag. Whoever you know will love your beauty best friend, please share the channel. I'm 102 subscribers away from 1,000, and I love y'all for loving me so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And on that note, I got to go. You know what to do. Subscribe to the channel if you like this video if you like, and leave me a comment. Most importantly, check the notifications and make sure they're turned on. And share my channel with your friends and family. Who loves you? I do. See you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.